Alrighty, what's up, everyone? How we doing? Welcome back to the Beat the Buzzer podcast, where we cover the hottest and most interesting topics going on in the NBA. My name is Jack, and I'm here with my co-host Graham.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We are excited to jump into the latest news of the NBA. Quick reminder, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to do so. It helps us out a lot. So we're going to start this episode off by talking about the Alex Caruso injury, and then we're going to give out midseason grades to each Eastern Conference starting team. So as a reminder, we're going to have a time limit for each topic. So, Jack, I'm going to lead you into this one. Alex Caruso, what are your thoughts on this? I know you wanted to vent a little bit.
I was very upset with the play, and I hated the response that the Bucks teammates gave, and that their Instagram the next day posted a picture of him smiling with like a donut in his hand. It was absurd. The play was clearly dirty. If you don't think the play was dirty, then you don't know basketball or you're a Bucks fan. That's the only two explanations for that. I understand the Bucks teammates trying to stand up for Grayson Allen, but the initial jump when he went up was the play was on the ball. But then he came through with his other hand and Caruso down to the ground. Dangerous. Caruso lands on his wrist. He played the rest of the game too, which I thought was amazing.
It really was.
Grayson Allen has a track record of being a dirty player. Flagrant 2 was deserved. The 1-game suspension was definitely deserved. I think there's no place for that. And the Bulls are already dealing with injuries, and this just adds to it. On March 4th, the Bucks come to the United Center, and we should be, besides Caruso and Lonzo, fully healthy. So I'm excited to see what happens that game, who plays that game, and if there's any retaliation, because something's going to happen. And I think something should be happening. And I kind of like this rivalry. Going in the playoffs, that'd be a lot of fun too. So yeah. I thought the play was dirty. If you don't think that play is dirty, then leave a comment below, and I'd be happy to argue with you about it. But that was dirty play. No place for them in the NBA, and now we're missing one of our better players for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I totally agree. When he goes up, he's quoted saying like, you can see him smirking on the sideline when he walks away too.
We didn't even check to make sure Caruso's okay. Caruso fell, he put his arm down immediately and just walked away. Like he barely cared at all.
And his teammates, Chris Middleton, in a post-game interview, like, I just thought that was a good play, a hard foul. Like, if that happened to your teammate, you would have been pissed.
Imagine we do that to Giannis. Like, if we do that to Drew Holiday or Giannis, like, that's what's going to happen.
It's just a dirty play. I would have said that about anyone, not just because it's Alex Caruso on the Bull. Right. The asterisk, you said we should be healthy. We are injured. Very, very hurt right now. Levine and Javonte Green are playing right now as we speak. But DeMar's resting. Is Vooch playing tonight? I know he was playing tonight, yeah. Okay. But yeah, we cannot catch a break right now. 2 players, 6 to 8 weeks, the same timeline. I actually did see something on ESPN that Lonzo is only 4 to 6. I don't know how accurate.
Yeah, I think there was 2 different reports. I don't know which one it's going to be. I'm going to guess 6 weeks, probably in between.
Okay. Billy Donovan, I'm getting back to this Grayson Allen thing. Billy Donovan said that, this is a type of play that can end a player's career, and he's totally right. Just very, very dirty. Grayson Allen was interviewed yesterday or something saying, like, I didn't know that he got hurt or something like that, but now I feel bad, and I wouldn't have made that play again.
Now he feels bad. That's bullshit. It's 2 days after the injury. It's 2 days after it was reported. Like, now you found out? No, shut the fuck up.
That was terrible. And whoever runs the Milwaukee Bucks Twitter needs to be fired.
Oh my God.
That was terrible.
It was a terrible thing to do. And I think it was later deleted that day, right?
It was. Bulls quote tweeted it. We're like, seriously.
Oh my God.
Bucks, they were like blocking big Bulls accounts because the Bulls fans were like going off on them.
And the entire NBA, like all the NBA accounts were posting this, and no one really agreed with Grayson Allen except for a couple people and Bucks fans.
Right. Just a dirty play. You can grab a guy and hold him. You can't jump up and throw him down. You're not LeBron James. You're not getting that chase down block.
Well, and Caruso is already in the air. It's different to stop a guy from going up. Caruso is at the rim, and he's just pulling him down. He has no control over where his body's going to land at that point.
Yeah, and you can see Grayson Allen on like the second effort almost throws him to the ground. It was a really, really dirty play.
I was pissed, but I'll say this. We're not playing extremely well right now due to injuries and stuff, and now everyone's downing us again, and that's fine because when we get to the playoffs, I'd rather be an underdog than a favorite.
Yeah,
I'd rather go into Milwaukee and beat them in 6 or 7 games and have everyone be shocked than us go in favorite and lose, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And I still look at us as a championship contending team. We're
Same.
not favorites or anything like that. But there are people talking about, I knew this was the Bulls that I saw in the offseason. I mean,
let us get healthy, give it a couple weeks,
right.
we'll be back to where we're supposed to be.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to jump into the Eastern Conference mid-season grades for every single NBA team. We're going to start out with the Magic, and we're not going to set a timer for this one. We're just going to kind of go at our own pace because there's some teams we only want to talk about for like 30 seconds maybe, and then a team we want to talk about for 5
We'll try to keep it around 15 minutes, about a minute per team, but we'll probably go 2 minutes some teams, 30 seconds others. Because who wants to talk about Detroit? No one.
All right, I'm going to read these off to you. Starting off with the Orlando Magic.
Okay. Well, in terms of grades, they probably deserve a D or an F because they're terrible. But did anyone expect them to be any good?
That's the thing.
So if they met my expectations, what they should have been. So I'm gonna for when they meet my expectations, I'm just gonna say C.
Okay.
Right in the middle, the right average where I thought they were going to be.
Right.
They're a terrible team, bottom feeder. Will probably be a lottery pick. That's it. Move on.
I'm gonna give them a C, maybe a C minus because their Jalen Suggs number 5 overall pick has not panned out to the.
Wagner's been better.
Wagner has been amazing though. So yeah, maybe C plus actually, because Wendell's been playing well. They got Bamba who they can trade now for maybe a pick or something. So yeah, I'd say C plus maybe. All right, the Pistons.
The Pistons are, I think, similar to the Magic. I thought they're gonna be terrible. I know some going into the season actually, some people thought, oh, they got Sadiq Bey, Cade Cunningham. They have some nice young pieces. I thought they'd be where they are now, but some people didn't. I'd probably give them a D. Cade has been decent, but he's not been what I think people made him out to be. I think Ayo has been one of the better rookies in the league this season. But Cade's been fine. Nothing special.
Yeah.
So probably a D. They're
okay. I'm gonna go.
11-35.
I was giving them a B. I'm gonna give them a B.
Really?
Yes, I think Cade Cunningham was the correct pick at 1. I think.
I agree with the correct pick. I just don't think he's everything yet that he was.
No, totally not. But you see flashes of the potential that he has. Sadiq Bey has looked good. They have players like Isaiah Stewart, and they're doing what a bottom feeder team should. They're giving young players like Hamidou Diallo chances and stuff like that to show that, like, hey, we can trade these picks. We have a Jeremy Grant type player that we can boo for a pick. So I think they're doing everything right. And you know what? They're going to be in the lottery again for another top 5 pick. So I think I would give them a B for what they were projected to be this season. All right, Indiana Pacers, number 13 in the East.
F minus if I could.
Yeah.
Sabonis, Miles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert. 4 above average / all-star players.
Mm-hmm.
They are 17-30 in the East right now. They are terrible. They are way worse than everyone thought they were going to be. Some people thought they'd be better than Chicago. Some people thought they'd be better than Cleveland. Everyone thought they'd be better than Cleveland. People thought they'd be a 7 to 10 seed. They're sitting at 13th currently. Played way below how well they were supposed to be playing. And I don't know, F.
Yeah, I think especially with these rumors that we hear that they want to make a lateral move for like a Gordon Hayward type player, you guys aren't going anywhere with that. They've been doing this for like the last 5 years. They have not been able to progress. They're like, oh, TJ Warren got hurt. So what do we do now? Brogdon's hurt. So what do we do? We're just going to wait it out. We get a new coach and stuff. They don't make any, like, they're not going to go up, and they don't want to rebuild because they are content with where they are. So I don't know. I also saw something that they haven't gotten a top 10 pick, or they've gotten one top 10 pick in the last 20 years.
Yep.
Which is bad. So
the
Atlanta Hawks.
All right, this is another team that has definitely underperformed, but I'm not going to go as low as an F, or I'll probably give these as a D plus, mainly because they did deal with a lot of COVID stuff like the rest of the league, but they're able to stay afloat, and they're only a game and a half out of the play-in still. Trae Young's been amazing, but they've had a lot of injuries. Also, a lot of guys have been out, but I don't think that's an excuse. They started the season off bad, and that was when they had everyone healthy.
Yeah.
So
they kind of did this last year too, and then they fired.
So we'll see if the history repeats itself, but Probably
Yeah,
a
I
B
agree
plus
with
to start
you.
the season.
I think that they are a team that can easily turn this around, unlike the Indiana Pacers. So I'm only going to give them maybe a D, maybe a C minus. But yeah, they need perimeter defenders. They traded one away in Cam Reddish, which was kind of a mind-boggling trade. I know he requested one, but I still feel like you could have gotten more value than that. But I think John Collins is on the move, and we've been hearing some Ben Simmons rumors, so who knows? New York Knicks.
So the New York Knicks, a lot of people thought they'd be a top 5 seed again. I would like Stephen
A
A.
lot of
Smith.
Knicks fans. A lot of Knicks fans.
Stephen A. Smith, I hope you somehow are listening to this in some way at some point in your lifetime.
Yeah.
On First Take, you always say New York stand up. Well, New York needs to sit the fuck down because they're 23 and 24. They're supposed to be a top 5 seed in the East. Julius Randle has played like garbage.
Yep.
Derrick Rose is hurt. You got nothing going for you right now. You're not
Kemba
even
Walker
playing
has
right now.
shit.
They're 23 and 24, but I don't see them as a team that can get better. They signed a bunch of average players to a lot of money, so they can't make a lot of moves this offseason. So maybe they get into play-on, but they're stuck right now where they are. I'd give them a solid D minus, just because of how poorly they have played.
Yeah, based off expectations around Knicks fans, this is going to be a more biased D for me.
Yeah.
I knew the Knicks weren't going to be as good as last year.
Oh, I agreed.
I mean, come on. It's you can just take one look at their roster and see they're doing this Point Julius thing, which is terrible. They have some decent young players. RJ Barrett's been playing well. I love the Cam Reddish trade because they weren't even playing Kevin Knox. But I don't know. Evan Fournier, Kemba Walker, it really has not looked.
It was a lot of money into empty offense. Unless you're playing the Boston Celtics, Fournier can't hit a basket.
Right.
Save his life.
Averages like 38 against them. Washington Wizards, 23 and 24. They started the season off really hot.
I'm just gonna do the full first half, not the start and the finish.
Right.
I'm gonna give them a B because I thought they were gonna be a bottom feeder. Yep. I did not expect them to even be when they got the start of the season. I'm like, they're gonna cool off, and they did. But for them to be 10th right now, you've seen flashes from Hachimura, was injured for a lot of the season.
Yeah, he's back.
Corey Kispert's decent. Bradley Beal's an all-star. Spencer Dinwiddie's pretty good. They have a lot of pieces there. I think they'll make the play-in probably. They're probably going to make a move. Montrezl Harrell maybe moved this offseason, this trade deadline. But we will have to wait and see how that goes for them. But probably a B just because they exceeded my expectations personally.
100%. I wasn't expecting this. And one player you didn't even mention, Kyle Kuzma, who I dislike. Yes. I don't like him as a player.
Agreed.
He's been balling, so I can't say anything right now. He's been playing really well, tears the Bulls apart, which breaks my heart, but that's
we won both games. It's all good.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, they definitely exceeded my expectations. They're a really deep team, which is undervalued, definitely in the NBA right now, with a lot of good perimeter defenders. Yeah. So, all right, the Toronto Raptors.
Another team that exceeded my expectations. I thought they had a chance in the play-in. They still have Siakam, Van Fleet, some solid guys, but Scotty Barnes has really impressed me. They're around 500, and they're always competitive. They're in like most of the games they play.
Oh yeah.
And I think overall they'll probably make the play-in game if everyone stays healthy, of course. But I don't know. Probably a B plus for me because I saw them being probably the 12th or 13th seed going into the season.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a B plus as well. I think that they obviously killed that Scotty Barnes pick.
Yeah.
I also thought before this season that Fred VanVleet was an overpaid player, that they gave him too much money, but he has proved me wrong. He should be an all-star this year. And then they have pieces that they can move if they want. I don't know what direction they want to go to because I'm not in that front office yet. Toronto Raptors. But they have older type players. Siakam's 27, VanVleet's 26, so they can make a move if they want and go young, or I don't know, even fight for maybe a 7-8 seed. But I really like where they're at right now, so I'm gonna.
But if I'm them, I worry that you're gonna turn into an Indiana team where you're always right there, but you don't have enough to go further. You don't have a little to get a player or anyone in draft.
Yeah, so, Scotty Barnes needs to take that next step in the coming season.
Right. I'd make a decision after 1 or 2 years with Scotty Barnes to see what direction you want to go if I was in the Raptors front office.
I agree. And Pascal Siakam has been playing great lately with that roster, so I'm not sure what you want to do with him, but we'll see. Yep. The Boston Celtics, 24 and 24. They're the 8th seed.
We talked about them on an earlier episode. They've been a little bit better since we talked about them, but they are
Yeah.
still one of the most inconsistent teams in the league. And you have two all-stars, some will say superstars on their team, at least Jason Tatum, but they have not played like that. And because of that, I'm giving them a D. They're not so bad where I'm going to give them an F, but I thought they would be, or everyone else thought they'd be a 5 or 4 seed, and they're sitting at the 8 seed. So
Yeah, I agree. Jason Tatum was like 1 for 24 from 3, and then the next night he goes out and scores 51 points. So it's very up and down. Again, you don't have that true passer on that team to get Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum looks. It's kind of ISO moves, but I think a move needs to be made. I'm pretty sure Dennis Schroeder is going to get traded because of luxury tax reasons. But
Josh Richardson's in that trade, trade rumors too.
And they have young pieces like Romeo Langford, Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams, who they can move, but they just haven't done that yet. Again, Jason Tatum's only a 23-year-old player and Jaylen Brown's 25, but you can't sit around this 8 seed with 2 players like that. You can't be a 500 team.
Agreed.
All right. The Charlotte Hornets at the 7 seed, they are 26 and 21.
I'm going to give this is going to be my first. It's going to be an A-, not a full A, but A-. I thought they'd be right around where they were last year, but also 26 and 21. You're looking at the record here. Yes, to the 7 seed, but the Eastern Conference has been pretty good this season. LaMelo's played great. Miles Bridges made a huge jump. They have a lot of auxiliary pieces there that help them. Terry Rozier, guys of that nature. So probably an A- for them. I'd like to see if they can keep it up because I don't think anyone wants. I think that they won't make it past the first round, but you don't really want to see them in a first round matchup.
No, you don't, especially if they get a Miles Turner type player.
Right.
I'm going to give them a B+ for that reason. Everything's looking great except for interior defense. If you have a big man heat and you're playing the Hornets, he's scoring 30+. It's no doubt about it. But everything besides that's really good. LaMelo's looked really good this year. I like the combination of Terry Rozier. I don't know how Hornets fans necessarily feel about that. If you're a Hornets fan watching this video, let me know. But I kind of like the more passing type LaMelo Ball who can also score, and then a pure bucket getter in Terry Rozier. And then Miles Bridges, yes, has made that leap. But I would like to see a Gordon Hayward or a PJ Washington trade for a Miles Turner player.
Yep.
Somebody of that caliber who can really block shots and lock that interior defense down. All right, the 76ers, 6th seed at 27 and 19.
This one's pretty straight up and simple. I'd give them an A. I thought especially without Ben Simmons, they'd have a lot more problems than they would. Joel Embiid's played like an MVP when he's healthy. You have a lot of great pieces on the outside, like Tobias Harris, Seth Curry, all Korkmaz, Thibault. They're a deadly team. Don't want to play them in the playoff series. A. Straight up simple.
I agree. Joel Embiid is on a streak in his last 4 or 5 games where he's averaging more points than minutes played. Yeah. That's insane. That's really good. They are in the right direction or going in the right direction. They can move Ben Simmons at the offseason. I've also heard reports that they will hold Ben Simmons until the offseason if they have to, if they don't get the offer that they like. But I feel like they should move Ben Simmons at the deadline. They cannot be wasting Joel Embiid's prime like this. They have good pieces around him. I don't know if Maxey is the point guard that can win you a championship, but Seth Curry's great. Thibault's great. Danny Green, who I think is hurt, has been playing well this year as well. But I really like the roster that they built. So I'm going to give them an A. Yep. Cleveland Cavaliers, 28 and 19.
I have 2 A+, and this is one of them. Mm-hmm. I thought they would be awful this season. Not as bad as last year because Evan Mobley, I expected to be good. Not this good, but pretty good.
Right.
A+, 28 and 19. They're 9 games over 500. They are 2 games out of the first spot in the East. Like 1 through 6 is separated by 2.5 right now. But they've played great. Darius Garland made a jump. Jared Allen made a jump. I know Colin Sexton's out, but he was playing great. Kevin Love is one of the best veterans in the league that you can have on your team. So A+, if you're a Cavs fan, be happy. You're finally go without LeBron James.
Yeah. And you have pieces too. I also give them an A+. You don't have Colin Sexton playing right now, who is coming into the year maybe your best player. Obviously, he's not anymore. Darius Garland is your point guard of the future. But that man is going to be demanding money, so maybe you want to trade him at the deadline. I would love to see them go after like a Brandon Ingram type player. I don't know if he's available or not, but if you could get somebody like that, they are a really fun team to watch, and nobody expected this, so it's an A+ from me. I don't really enjoy the Markkanen, Mobley, Jared Allen.
But it works.
It works. It's awkward, but it works. People are going smaller in the NBA nowadays, and their coach
if
was like,
if it
nope.
ain't broke, don't fix it right now. And it's
Yep.
not broke.
We're running 3 7-footers every night.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks 30-19. I'm gonna put an asterisk on this really quick. They are like 20-3 when all 3 of their stars play. So
I'm not gonna give them an A+ just because I expected them to be this good.
yeah.
Injuries, of course, have led to them having some losses, COVID protocols. An A, straight up. It's the Bucks are a great team, championship contender for sure. Maybe a favorite for a lot of people. And when their big 3 plays together, they are a tough team to beat. Defensively, they're elite. Offensively, they're also elite. Simple, straight up A.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with an A as well. I don't know what's happening with Brook Lopez or if he'll be back, but I think like a Nerlens Noel type player at the deadline would fit them perfectly. Bobby Portis has been playing extremely well this year. I think he's found a home there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like 16, 17 points a game this year running the 5. So
ridiculous.
I'm going to give them an A. The Chicago Bulls 28-17.
So I know you guys probably think we're both biased, but I'm not going to give them an A+. I'm not even going to give them an A-. Had we done this 2 weeks ago before we played Brooklyn and Golden State, I would have said A-.
Mm-hmm.
But after those 2 games, we were pretty much healthy for both those games. And our defense looked terrible. Our offense looked out of it. We got killed by 2 of the best teams in the league and didn't look like a top team. So because of that, I'm going to give us a B+. We have had a pretty good start to the season. No one expected us to be as good as we are. And our defense the last couple games has been better. Our offense is missing guys, of course, so we dropped off. But if the defense can get back to where we are, back to where it was during that 9-game winning streak, we can probably get back to an A-level type team. But for the time being, I'd give us a B+.
Okay. I graded us an A+ maybe a week ago or something like that. I'm going to take it down to an A, but I'm going to keep it at an A.
Okay.
Because defensively, we are missing now Lonzo. I know Caruso came back, but it was only for 2 games. Javonte Green, who's been out, who's a good interior defender, I guess. He can make amazing plays. And same thing
with the biggest energy guy maybe in the league. He's amazing.
And Derek Jones Jr. is that too. So we have 3 players who were coming in who could play power forward, and it was Patrick Williams, Derek Jones Jr., and Javonte Green, and all 3 of those players have been out for us. So it's been hard. It's hard to beat a team like Milwaukee when you have to put Nikola Vucevic on him. So I'm gonna stick with an A for us. We need to get healthy.
Okay.
Brooklyn Nets 29-17.
I'm gonna put them at an A also. Similar to Milwaukee situation. I expected them to be good. We talked about this a couple episodes where they stay afloat without Durant, and they have.
Yeah.
James Harden, Kyrie. Kyrie is getting back into his shape. If all 3 of them are on the court together, they are championship favorites and should be. So I'll give them an A. They played great, and we'll see if they can keep this up without Durant.
I agree. You got to look for the buyout for them, see who they might pick up. I think they need a backup big. But yeah, Kyrie is getting back into form, like you said, and if they can do this thing where they can pay a small fine and he could play in the playoffs, that's a tough team to beat.
I do want to add one thing. At home, though, let's say I have the record for at home. The Brooklyn Nets are 12-11, and on the road they're 17-6.
I see
if
that.
You're a Brooklyn Nets fan, please go to a game. Not all of us can watch Kevin Durant, James Harden, and sometimes Kyrie Irving play. So go to a game and watch them play because you guys have maybe the worst fan base in the league because New York is all about the Knicks.
I went to a Nets Bulls game with my aunt and my mom. I asked my aunt after the game. She doesn't know a lot about basketball. I was like, what do you think the percentage of Bulls fans to Nets fans that were in Brooklyn at the Nets game? And she was like, I would say it's about 50-50. That should never happen to a team at the top of the conference.
Especially when you have all the stars that you have. People going to the games are just going to see Durant. They're not even going to see the Nets, which is kind of embarrassing.
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but you can't see Kyrie Irving. So, all right.
Fan base in the league.
Yes, sir. No doubt about it. Lead the league in attendance. Miami Heat, top of the Eastern Conference now, 30-17.
This was my other A plus because they're absurd. Adebayo went out for a while. Jimmy was out for a while, and Hero's been out a lot of games. And Max Strus, Gabe Vincent, Dwayne Dedman, they have like Akpala is his last name, one of the guys they got in the draft.
Yeah,
They have picked up a lot of guys from the G League and undrafted players that have just been going off for him. And now Jimmy's back and Bam is back, and it's a scary sight to think what they're going to be with that much firepower come postseason time.
I agree. I'm giving them an A plus. Max Strus has taken Duncan Robinson's starting role because he's played so well. This was a guy they found in the G League. And same with Gabe Vincent, who's been a really solid backup point guard.
And think about this. Strus took a spot from a guy that's getting paid $90 million. That's how good he's been.
Really, really good. And Duncan Robinson has not been as good this year. He's shooting like 35%. You get paid $90 million to shoot 40%. You better shoot 40%.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're probably looking to trade him because now they don't need him with Tyler Hero and Max Strus playing that position. But I don't even know what holes do they have. I don't see any. Perimeter defense is there.
Scary.
We probably just pass LeBron for all-time triple doubles for the Heat.
Yeah.
They are a really, really well-rounded team. So
very scary team.
A plus.
So that's all the Eastern Conference teams, right?
Yes, it is.
So I'm saying I think we do Western Conference next episode.
Yeah. Let us know down in the comments if you think we should do that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so that's going to be all for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys enjoyed the show and want to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. Again, it really helps us out a lot. You can also follow us at Twitter or on Twitter at @beat_the_buzzer. We are also starting a TikTok, which I know we said last episode and we haven't started. So
Don't worry, it's coming a lot.
It's coming, I promise. Yeah. The TikTok is called Beat the Buzzer. You probably won't see it when you look it up, because no videos have been posted, but it's coming.
It'll be there soon. Again, also, if you want to leave any comments down below, please do. Let us know if you want us to do a Western Conference review, and also tell us what you thought of our grades for the first half of the season for all the Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.